Hailie Deegan makes it official with Thorsport. Ford is rumored to be the next engine manufacturer for Red Bull in F1, and, well, really about 6 other stories, so let's stop wasting time and let's get into it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Hailie Deegan has finally made it official. She is going to be driving the number 13 for Thorsport. She made that announcement on her own personal YouTube page, and in that announcement, she just had a Ford sweatshirt on and a Monster Energy hat. So far, no actual news on sponsors, but we can assume from that interview that most likely she is going to be with Monster, and the other sponsors, of course, will fill in. Of course, she could run a nice throwback since she is driving the 13 for Thorsport, and Menards is already a sponsor over there for the Darlington Throwback Weekend. She has a chance to run this nice looking throwback right here when Thorsport and Menards were together back in the day on this all Chevrolet Silverado number 13, so that would be cool. We'll see if that happens at Darlington, but we'll also be waiting on those other sponsors to see who else fills in. Of course, she had Toter, waste equipment or something like that, and what was the other one? She had Craftsman. So I'd expect at least one of those to be back. Craftsman Truck Series. So you would expect Craftsman to be back. All right, let's move right along. Ford. This tweet here is from Adam Stern. Ford is not denying the fact that it is in talks with Red Bull in F1 to produce the motor next season for them. Of course, Honda is getting out of the sport, so Ford might be filling that role for the foreseeable future. Ford will not comment on it, which means they can't confirm or deny. Basically means they can't confirm. And all right, we've got about 6 other stories I need to get to, so I'm going to bang these out as quickly as possible. Lionel Racing released its best-selling diecast of the season, and actually, to my surprise, Ross Chastain is the best-selling diecast. This is the raced version of his diecast from Martinsville. I'm not too surprised from that, but the second-place car I am a little surprised about. Kurt Busch's Jordan win with the Jordan logo on the hood. I am surprised that that took number 2. And speaking of diecast, Danny B from Danny B Talks has broke some news. Dan Hawk, on this post from Danny B, confirmed basically that the SRX is working on diecast. So if you want to get those SRX diecasts, they will be coming up pretty soon. So check for those. If I find out any more information about them when they're released or anything like that, I will let everybody know. All right. Our man of the hour, Jeffery Earnhardt. He started his career racing a Yugo. If you have watched any of the live streams, you know the entire fan base of Baloney Burger Media. We love a Yugo. So Jeffery Earnhardt, one of our favorite drivers without a doubt, he has finally got a full-time ride. He will be driving full-time in the number 44 for Alpha Prime Motorsports next season. So far, I haven't seen any merchandise with the 44 stuff, but as soon as I find some, I will let you guys know. But good deal for him. Glad he finally got a full season ride going forward. All right, what's the rest of these stories I need to get to? RFK is signed with Titan Fitness. They built a 6,500 square foot facility for their pit crew and all those guys to get their workouts in and things like that. And also they have a machine specifically for hamstrings and glutes. So look for RFK to be walking around with them yams next season. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but in the article, it definitely said, the article was from John Newby at the Heavy, by the way. They have a specific machine for hamstrings and glutes, and why they included that in that article, I don't know, but I found that bizarre and kind of funny. So I felt like including it here. SMI showed its progress on North Wilkesboro Speedway. They showed where they were putting in the safer wall. They also said that they will keep the Winston Tower logo, the big logo you see that says Winston Cup Series when you walk in. They will save that as a historical thing, preservation thing. They will be spraying a coating on it so it doesn't deteriorate any further. And they're also going to keep the actual track as it is. There will be no repave at North Wilkesboro right now. They will maybe do one in the future, but they're going to leave the surface as it is right now because it provides better racing. It gives you tire fall off, and that's going to make for better racing. It will loosen up the cars as it goes. So that is their theory on that. So no repave for North Wilkesboro, as opposed to Rockingham, who just finished repaving their track. So Rockingham has basically just finished repaving. So there's your announcements on those 2 historical tracks so far. Justin Marks has made another offshoot of Trackhouse, Trackhouse 360. It will be a racing-based deal that sells non-traditional merchandise, traditional merchandise. They will also get into long-form media and short-form media. basically TikTok, YouTube, they will do that, but they're also getting into some long form media. So look for some probably documentaries or something like that, maybe some movies or some TV shows coming from them. And in charge of it is Mr. Dean Stoyer. Dean Stoyer, formerly of Nike, formerly of Under Armour, formerly of the Phoenix Suns. He has done a lot of things promotional-wise. He is going to be the guy in charge of Trackhouse 360. And Trackhouse's overall goal is to become a brand like Ferrari. Like when you think of Ferrari, you think of, you know, not just the car, but you think of they got apparel. It's sort of a culture, lifestyle thing, much like Red Bull. Yeah, Red Bull sells, you know, energy drinks, but they also have this culture outside of it, the Red Bull F1 team, so on and so forth. So they're trying to make a brand like that, which I think is super smart from Justin Marks. We'll see if this works out for him, and if it does, I would expect other teams in the future to sort of follow this model. And finally, Brett Griffin is stepping down. He's going to a part-time role for Kaulig. He will no longer be the full-time spotter for Justin Hailie. He announced that on Door Bumper Clear. He said that he is he just wants to show up on Sundays, and basically that's what he wants to do because he feels like 15 minutes on Friday and 15 or 20 minutes on Saturday. He just doesn't want to do that anymore, doesn't want that lifestyle, and he doesn't want to do the Xfinity Series anymore. So he's just got to the point of his career where he wants to spend more time with his family. And look, I don't even travel as much as him, but I totally get where he's coming from with that. So best of luck to him. He will be working with basically the Kaulig All-Star car, so he will still be doing it part-time. But, you know, best of luck to him. Always a big decision when somebody decides to step away from racing, at least full-time. So best of luck to him in the future. He's got the Door Bumper Clear thing going, so he will still be attached to it, and he will still be doing part-time for Kaulig. Man, I think that's all of it. I think that's all of the news. I missed one day, and there was just so much stuff I had to get to. So if you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. I really, really would appreciate your subscription, and all you guys subscribed already, you know I appreciate you as well. If you got a comment or question about any of this, leave it down in the comment section. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace. Whew, out of breath. That was a lot to cover.